Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our TEPSA Presents Member Spotlight series. And I'm so thrilled that today we have Jared Jacobs on with us, who's going to be sharing a bunch of great stuff. But Jared, before we get started, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, I am Jared Jacobs. I am the Region 9 president for TEPSA. I am the assistant principal at West Foundation Elementary here in Wichita Falls.
Awesome. Well, Jared, I love kind of starting out these conversations with first learning a little bit more about your journey. And so at some point, obviously, you were in the classroom. So when did you decide that, you know what, the school principalship, assistant principalship, like this might be up my alley? Like, was it an idea you had? Somebody poured into you? What was that journey like for you?
Well, mine actually started before I got into education. I'm actually an alt certified teacher. I had a degree in sport and exercise science. Well, still have the degree in sport and exercise science, but that's what I did. And I did that for a few years. And all along felt God telling me, that's not what I want you to do. And then just kind of got to a point where definitely could feel that he was telling me to do something else, and got in and worked on my alt certification. And then went on and got a teaching degree.
Mm-hmm.
The administrative side, my mom was a principal. I had seen her work through there and go through that. And just even as a teacher, as an administrator, just I've always been drawn to especially boys that don't have fathers, and just being in the classroom, being that role model, speaking into them, helping them out. But and then the same thing even now as an assistant principal, taking and talking and helping to have a good male role model for them to learn from.
Yeah. I love that. And I love that whole personal connection to it all, too. Well, Jared, throughout these member spotlight episodes, we have a couple of similar questions we ask. And the first one is, we know tech is a part of everything that we do, personally and professionally. So if you were to share a tech tool with people today, whether it's personal or professional, what's a tech tool you would like to share?
So even in the classroom, I used a lot of Screencastify.
Uh-huh.
And then even now as the assistant principal with testing, with different things that I need my teachers to know, I can Screencastify it and share it with them, and then they can go back and look at it anytime that they want. And working through that, it can help remind me of, okay, what exactly did I tell them, or things like that as well. But I've even used it with safety, going through and talking to them about certain things we may not have done well, and say, hey, this is really what I'm talking about. This is what I need you to do. And they can go back and look at it.
And so for those of you listening or watching who don't know what Screencastify is, I'm so glad Jared brought this up as the tool this week, because this is a tool I loved as well. And it allows you to record what's ever happening on your computer screen while you talk over it. And so you can be doing slides, you can be clicking through a program to show them what to click on, whatever it is. But the great thing about Screencastify, and I know one of the reasons Jared loves it, is you only have to do it once. Once you have that recording, you don't have to explain it 100 times. You can just send the recording out. And so I love that you shared that one, especially during testing season right now, Jared. So thank you. Well, in addition to the technology, we know that on our campuses, culture is king. And so I'm sure there's lots of ways that whether when you were a teacher or even now in administration, that there were things happening to try to build up the culture on campus. What is an idea you'd like to share of something you've really liked or an upcoming plan you have?
Well, just really part of it is last year at TEPSA conference, there was a presentation and they were talking about the 5 love languages. Mm-hmm. And, just my wife and I have done that from the biblical side and learned from that. But then they spoke about it in the educational setting and talking through that. Not necessarily have I done that with my staff yet, but I have used that and learned from that to, as people come and just kind of looking, what are their needs? What are they really looking for? They come in my office and they may talk about really nothing, but they're needing that quality time. They're needing somebody to listen to them. Right. And just different things. So, kind of using that and learning from it. Every job is stressful. Everybody has the hardest job. And sometimes people just need to listen. Sometimes you don't have the time to do it, but taking that time and listening to them can make a big, significant change possibly in them, but it also shows that you care.
Yeah, I love that. And I think you made a great point of I love the five love languages and how it can be applied in so many different ways of life. But being able to, and there's books and webinars and all sorts of, so anybody listening can go and continue their learning into that. But thank you so much for sharing that, Jared, and us. So Jared, as we close this out, one of the things that I love to end on is a piece of advice you have for new administrators. Now, we all kind of know every year is like our first year, but what advice would you leave today?
Definitely find your people. Find your people that you can talk to, that you can call, that you can just, sometimes you just have to talk and they just have to listen and you figure it out for yourself. But definitely finding those people, whether it be principals, assistant principals, that you can reach out to and just really just talk and go through life together. They're experiencing the same things you are. We are not necessarily on an island, and there are people that will listen and definitely can help you.
I love that. And that leads me into not only thanking you for the brilliance you shared today, but also reminding anybody listening, we've got a great opportunity for you to find your people and connect with other leaders from across the state at our TEPSA Summer Conference, June 7th through 9th at the Kalahari in Round Rock, Texas. You are not going to want to miss this, people. We've got 3 amazing keynotes. We have over 100 sessions planned and 8 incredible masterclasses. There's going to be so much happening. In addition to region meet and greets will be happening this year. So you can even find people not only within your state, but also within your region that you can connect with. So Jared, if people want to connect with you moving forward, are you on social media anywhere?
I am on Facebook and Twitter.
Awesome. So they can connect with you there. But thank you so much, Jared, for sharing your greatness today. And we hope all of you join us for our next episode of our TEPSA Member Spotlight series.